Oh boy, we see yet another case of me stealing this rant idea from Digi. I recently revamped my Patreon, and for the $5 reward tier, I said I was going to do a rant about whatever it is people want me to rant about. Because when I was doing them for free in the Discord, I got so many topics that it was kind of overwhelming, and so I thought the way that I shift the amount of rants that I get, the amount that I have to do, is by putting a paywall behind it, just because there were so many of them that I was getting in the Discord that it was too much. Um, and so, if you want me to rant about something, you can, you can send me $5, or if it's a good enough topic, like if there's something that you really want to know about and it's a good topic, just, hit me up in the comments and I'll probably make it its own video separate from the rant series. But this rant comes from Calliope, and he's telling me to rant about why you should patron me, why you should go to my Patreon. Calliope has been a long-time patron of me. I've frequently told the story of how when I was living in Maine, the only money I had was the money that I made from Patreon, and then the only patron I had at the time was him, and then like one other guy, I think. And so, as a result of him patroning me, I was able to eat and then cut my hair at the time to do job interviews. So I strongly appreciate his patronage over these last, like 6, 7 months. So to respond to his question, to respond to the rant that he gave me, I think the reason why people should go to my Patreon and subscribe to it, give however much money they want to, is because it helps build the content that I'm doing. It helps push the videos further. I've always liked the lo-fi quality that my videos have of you're watching this on, a 4x3 video footage. Oftentimes the mics that I'm using have a little bit of a grainy quality to them, but that doesn't work for every single video that I'm gonna make, These types of videos where it's just me talking into the camera, there doesn't need to be a ton of resources put into it. But if I ever want to expand the type of content that I make, if I ever want to talk about subjects that I don't know how to talk about without expanding that equipment, then I'm going to need money to pay for that. Like, for example, a GorillaPod is this type of tripod that people use to hook on services. For example, I got a door up there. It will stick to the door by twisting it in a certain way, and then the phone hangs from it. Well, that's a camera angle that I can use, and then my videos can look more diverse by the fact that I'm aiming from different camera angles. If, I had the money to travel somewhere, I'd be able to make a video about that. If I had a better microphone, the written videos that I do could potentially get more traction and thus attract more viewers. And, if there's more viewers, then that's more people to influence the content, that's more people to drive discussion, and as discussion in the comments section is being drove, then my videos have more inspiration behind them. I can't tell you how many times I've received comments from people that have directly inspired things that I've said in videos. I have many videos where I just say, oh yeah, this topic was inspired by a comment from X person. It's really important to me to have the discussion on the videos. And so the more views that I'm getting isn't necessarily a means to an end to do better in the algorithm or to quote-unquote be more successful. It's always to meet more people, to have discussions with them through the comments section. And so with a better microphone, and money for a better computer to have better editing and better thumbnails and this type of thing, I would be able to expand the horizon of my content. I would be able to find new viewers because my content would not be such an insular entity. I wouldn't just be making one type of video that is only going to reach one type of person. I would be able to be heard by lots of different people over time. And as a result of that, the types of videos that I would be making would be more inspired. There would be more going on with them. Just the fact that I would have the equipment to be making different types of videos is enough to drive home the point of my channel in a more poignant way. There's only so many things you can say when you have a limited type of equipment. There's only so many different types of videos that you can do, and eventually that runs out. I've been called the infinite outlaw. Well, how am I going to be infinite if I end up running out of things to say, or I end up running out of types of content to make? And so I think the additional equipment would help immensely with, not just finding new people to inspire the content, but also just making the content in general. As well, the media that I consume, I standing right here behind this phone camera, I have a bunch of books. And the reason why I have those books is because of saving Patreon money over time. The reason why I have an e-reader is because of direct donations that I received to do that. And as a result of reading those books, I believe that my writing has directly improved. Like, the more that you read, the more that you have an understanding of writing, because as you're reading it, you're not just taking in the information, you're also analyzing the information. You're trying to understand why these writers were able to get the point across in the way that they do. And those techniques are something that you can use within your own writing. The ideas expressed in those books are things that can inspire more ideas that you have. And I wouldn't have been able to do that without, the money that I've received from people. I wouldn't be able to talk about certain video games. I wouldn't be able to, talk about music is a bad example because music is all free. But regardless, the point is that the media that I consume, you have to pay for it. Like, there's some things that you can't just get online, or if you do get it online, it's presented in such an inconvenient way. I have a lot of hard time reading on the computer. I have an e-reader, and it's not backlit. But just like reading on it is difficult for me. I need a book in front of me. I need to be turning the pages. I need to be able to write notes in it as I'm reading so I can better understand the book. I have a lot of trouble just sitting down and reading something if I cannot write out notes inside of the book. I have to explain the book as I'm reading it inside of the book. And manga is another instance in which I will just not read it online because I have absolutely zero motivation to do so. When I buy a manga, I get all excited, and I am looking through it, and I just love the medium. But when I read manga online, I feel absolutely zero motivation because I'm so cumbered by all of this different manga that's out there, and then when I'm trying to read it, the light from the screen hurts my eyes so much that I have trouble. I have trouble doing it consistently, and I just get uninterested. Video games, that's another example. My computer cannot play the majority of video games. It can't do emulators. And so in order to make more videos about video games, or just make videos with more effective editing, I would need a better computer. Or, for console games, if I want to go out and buy a copy of, I don't know, what's that game that everyone likes by the Eco guys? Shadow of the Colossus. If I wanted to go out and buy Shadow of the Colossus, and I've never played it, and it's $5, and then my Patreon money's in there, I can come home with Shadow of the Colossus, and then, who knows, maybe the ideas in that game are so poignant for me that I end up making a 30-minute video on it. I've had moments like that before. Some of the people who watch my videos, favorite videos of mine, are videos where I bought something and I got excited by the ideas in it. And so it's a tapestry. It's not linear. It's not like I buy this thing and then I buy it to consume it. I buy it so I can analyze it and get more ideas. The more things that you consume, the more places that you go, the more people that you talk to, is ultimately going to give you more things to say. And so it isn't just about equipment, it's about having more ideas for things. It's about, expanding the knowledge that you already have and being willing to listen to that knowledge. And so the money from the Patreon, it's a really motivating factor because you see it come in, and you can buy a new book that month. You can pay, you can save up the money to pay for better equipment, and that ultimately makes more videos. The point of patroning me, the reason why you should, is because it leads to more videos. I'm never gonna stop. This is gonna be something that I'm gonna love doing at least for the next few years. And so, of course, you're going to get videos. It's not like if you don't patron me, I'm just going to magically vanish. I like doing this too much for that to be the case. Ultimately, the Patreon is an option. It's not a requirement. It's not something I'm going to shove down your throat 24/7. It is an option. And the reason why it is an option is because by donating, you are directly affecting the video making process. You're leading to more videos being made. Like I said, by getting them to go further and having more people see them, it's affecting a discussion, which is affecting more videos being produced. It's affecting the equipment, which is opening opportunities for more videos to be produced. It's affecting the media I consume, which is giving me more ideas to produce videos. So it's a win-win on every front. It's not like your money is just being put into me endlessly going to Germany to end up ghosting some bitch, or, just being an asshole to everyone who I go around. That's not what it's about. Your money is not going towards narcissism. It's not going towards trying to put myself on this big pedestal where I say, I'm never gonna put any work in, and I'm just gonna, make a video of a video that I've made 3 times over already, but I'm gonna do it anyway so I can get watch time and patrons. That type of thing. That type of thing I don't like seeing, because it takes away the integrity that the artist has. The reason I call myself Star, it isn't because it's going to be economically beneficial. In fact, it's the exact opposite. I do it because the emotions behind the name, because the reason why I have the name is more important than making money. It's more important than doing well in the algorithm. When I changed that name, the distinctness of my channel has gone down immensely. It's very, very important for YouTubers to have a distinct name to stick out in the algorithm. And I completely dismantled that. I got rid of it because what matters to me is integrity. It's about producing work and having an identity that means something, about doing something for you, making content that means something to you and to myself, that I find fun. And if that means, potentially doing a few decisions that are slightly less successful, then have at it. If that means talking about subjects that are a little bit different, a little bit more wild, just for the sake of being honest, then have at it. That's what this channel is about. It's not about, trying to pretend. It's not about putting on a mask. It's not about doing things simply for the sake of growth or making money. And I think that's why my Patreon matters, is because it's directly affecting the video making process. It's leading to more videos being created. For every single dollar that is donated to that Patreon, that's a dollar going towards the video making process and nothing else. And so hopefully that answers your question.